Hello everyone, welcome back to the Veteran Lang YouTube channel where we talk about VA disability. And I'm your friendly VA accredited attorney, Matthew Lang. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on more valuable content like what's in today's video. Also, thank you to all who have already subscribed. So today we're diving into a topic that many veterans overlook, but it can make a huge difference in your overall VA disability rating, and that is secondary conditions. So what exactly is a secondary condition? Well, in simple terms, it's a new or aggravated medical condition that is caused or may be worsened by a service-connected disability you already have. Think of it like a domino effect in your body. One problem leads to another. Let me give you a common example. Let's say you're service-connected for a knee injury. Years later, you develop severe back pain. Why? Well, it could be because you've been compensating for that bad knee, putting extra strain on your back, changing your gait, and now your back is suffering. That back pain could be a secondary condition to your service-connected knee injury. The VA recognizes this connection. They should understand that when your body tries to adapt to an injury or illness, it can create new problems elsewhere. And if these new problems can be linked back to an already service-connected condition, you can get compensated for them, potentially increasing your overall disability rating significantly. Now, why is this so important? Well, sometimes your primary service-connected conditions might get you 10, 20, even 30%. But if you start identifying and claiming secondary conditions that develop as a result of those primary issues, you could easily climb to 50, 70, 100%. This isn't about gaming the system. It's about getting the compensation you rightfully deserve for all the ways your service-connected issues impact your life. Just like with any primary claim, the most critical piece of the puzzle for a secondary claim is the medical nexus. So remember that word, nexus. It means the link, the bridge, the connection. For a secondary claim, you need medical evidence that clearly states your new condition is at least as likely as not, or more likely than not, caused by or aggravated by your already service-connected condition. This is where your doctors come in. When you talk to your doctor about new symptoms, veterans, make sure you explain your service-connected conditions. For instance, if you have chronic knee pain that's service-connected, and you start experiencing hip pain, tell your doctor, "Doc, my service-connected knee pain has been getting worse, and now I'm noticing significant hip pain. Could these two be related? Could the way I'm walking to compensate for my knee be causing this hip issue?" Let them answer those questions for you. But ideally, you want your doctor to write an opinion that directly links the two. Something like this. Patient's hip condition is at least as likely as not proximately due to or aggravated by their service-connected knee condition. Now, this statement, especially from a specialist, is gold. So let's walk through some most common secondary conditions we see veterans successfully claim back here. Musculoskeletal issues. This is a big one. Knee pain causing hip, ankle, or back pain. Well, we already talked about this one. One bad joint often leads to issues in other joints as your body tries to compensate. In addition, you could have radiculopathy, secondary to your service-connected spine conditions. So if you have a service-connected back injury and you start to experience numbness or tingling or weakness in your legs or arms, well, that's often radiculopathy. And that's frequently secondary to your spine condition. Now, you could have a foot condition like plantar fasciitis and leads to hip or knee pain. It's the same principle. How you walk affects your whole kinetic chain. Now, musculoskeletal is not the only secondary body system out there. We also see a lot with mental health as a secondary condition. This is incredibly common and often overlooked by veterans as well. Did you know PTSD can lead to sleep apnea or even aggravate sleep apnea? Many veterans with service-connected PTSD experience weight gain due to medication or lifestyle changes, which can lead to sleep apnea. Also, stress and anxiety from PTSD can directly impact breathing patterns during sleep. This is a very powerful secondary claim. Chronic pain from any service-connected pain can lead to depression, anxiety, or insomnia. Living with constant pain takes a massive toll on our mental health. If you're service-connected for a chronic pain condition and you develop depression, anxiety, or insomnia as a result, well, these can be claimed secondarily. Medication side effects. This is a lesser known but very valid secondary claim. So veterans, if you're taking medication for a service-connected condition, say pain medication for a back injury, and that medication causes a side effect like IBS or GERD, those side effects can be claimed as secondary conditions. You need to prove the medication caused the issue, and the medication was prescribed for your service-connected condition, though. So, you've identified potential secondary condition. Now, how do you file the claim? It's very similar to filing a primary claim, but with a crucial focus on the medical nexus. So first, identify the link. Think about which of your service-connected conditions, veterans, is causing or aggravating the new condition. Be specific. 2, secondly, gather medical evidence. You're going to need a current diagnosis, official diagnosis for that secondary condition. Usually this means seeing your doctor. Medical records. Get medical records that relate the diagnosis and treatment of the secondary condition. And again, a nexus statement, an opinion. This is the most important part. Get a statement from your doctor, ideally a specialist, clearly linking your secondary condition to your primary service-connected condition. This needs to state it's more likely than not, or at least as likely as not, caused by or aggravated by your service-connected condition. Now, third, a personal statement. Write a detailed personal statement explaining how your service-connected condition led to or worsened the secondary condition. Use clear, simple language. For example, because of my service-connected right knee pain, I've been limping for years, which has now caused severe lower back pain and sciatica. Explain the progression. Number 4 is optional, but recommended. Buddy statements. If anyone has observed your symptoms, veterans, observed those symptoms worsening, or they've observed the progression from your primary to secondary condition, their statement can strengthen your claim. Once you have everything gathered, the last thing to do is to file your claim. You can file it online at va.gov. You can send it in by mail. You could fax it in. You can take it to your local VA office. Or you can get help by a VSO, accredited agent, or accredited attorney like myself. But when you file, explicitly, I apologize, my tongue got twisted, state that you are claiming the condition as secondary to your existing service-connected disability. There's often a section for this on the claim form. Because if you don't, the VA may not take and address the secondary issue to it all. Now, just like with primary claims, you're likely to have a CMP exam, a VA exam for your secondary condition. So here's a few critical tips for that exam. Be clear about the connection. During the exam, consider telling the examiner how your service-connected condition impacts and leads to your secondary condition. Don't just list symptoms, explain the cause and effect. As I've told many I've trained in the VA, paint the picture, tell the story. Also, focus on symptoms. Describe your symptoms in detail. How often do they occur? How severe are they? Tell how they impact your daily life and ability to work. Now, consider also bringing your evidence. While the examiner should have your records, it never hurts to bring copies of your nexus letter, your personal statements, or any other relevant medical records for them to review. Don't downplay anything. Most veterans were good at that. Don't downplay anything. Be honest about your pain and limitations. This is not the time to be stoic. Always remember to be polite but firm. Answer questions directly, but if you feel the examiner isn't understanding the link, politely reiterate it. Now, let's wrap things up. Here are a few pro tips to maximize your chances of success with secondary claims. First, don't stop seeking treatment. Continue to get regular treatment for both your primary and secondary conditions. Consistent medical records showing the ongoing nature of both conditions strengthen your claim. One big thing we see back here is when the treatment is not done, there's a gaping hole that has to be filled in, and the picture has to be painted with even more color. So don't stop seeking treatment. 2, make sure your treating physicians understand your service-connected status and are aware of the potential connections between your conditions. Sometimes, veterans, you might need to find a doctor who is familiar with VA disability claims or is willing to provide a strong nexus opinion. Because remember, those opinions aren't just medical, but they require some legalese as well. Consider a private medical opinion. If your treating physician is hesitant to provide that strong nexus, or if your claim is complex, consider seeking a private medical opinion from an independent medical expert that can be an investment, but often pays off. Work with the VSO or accredited agent, or accredited attorney as myself. As professionals, we're invaluable. We can help you identify potential secondary conditions, review your evidence, and ensure your claim is filed correctly. We understand the VA's language and requirements. And most important of all, be patient, but be persistent. VA claims take time. If you receive a denial, don't give up. Review the denial letter to understand why. Gather more evidence and appeal. Claiming secondary conditions is a powerful strategy for increasing your VA disability rating and getting the full compensation you deserve. It's definitely a strategy we rely on back here all the time helping veterans. It's about recognizing the cascading effect of your service-connected injuries and illnesses on your entire body and life. So, If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with other veterans who might be overlooking these crucial connections. And remember, if you have questions or need personalized guidance, reach out to a trusted VSO, credit agent, credit attorney, or myself here at veteranlang.com. There you can click the button, get to my calendar, and get a call back or schedule time to see me in person. We're all here with the same mission, and we're all here to help you every step of the way. So what secondary conditions have you successfully claimed? Or are you considering claiming? Feel free to share some of your experiences without divulging all your private information or that information that should be secure. Ask some questions in the comments below. But remember, this is educational purposes and not advice here, as the facts of your case are unknown and could change the ultimate outcome of everything. Your insights will help each other and help all of us to only better learn the VA disability process, the rules, regulations, and the guidance for a smoother, easier process between VA and veteran alike. I thank you everybody for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.